Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for this therapy session on emotional freedom technique organized by Voluntary Agency Placement Program in collaboration with Offbeat Support Foundation. Offbeat Support Foundation is an organization which is working for specially abled people. Today, we have with us Madam Pooja Banga, founder of Beat Support Foundation and co-founder Soul Setu Wellness Foundation. We are honored to have you with us, ma'am. We also have Madam Preeta Pradhan, who is a wellness coach and sound energy healer. She has been practicing and teaching EFT and other healing techniques since more than 5 years. We're glad to have you with us, ma'am. Now, I would like to request Madam Pooja Banga to please say a few words on today's session and on EFT. Please, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. It's good to see so much of strength today in this session. And I hope this emotional freedom technique would help you in your day-to-day life. And Preeta, I've been knowing her since so many years now, and I know she's the best person for this therapy. And you will soon know from her the benefits and how effective this technique is if you use it in your day-to-day life. And do like and subscribe our social media Offbeat Support Foundation. And whichever support you need in any of your daily life issues, you can contact me and I would help you to connect you to the right people and whatever I can do from my side. So that's the motto of my NGO as well, to give everyone that comfort level in their life where they can just see from the other aspect also, rather than struggling with their day-to-day things. Everybody do so, but if you just start working little on yourself and live with awareness, I think many opportunities open up. So all the best to all of you, and I hope you gain a lot today. And over to Preeta now. Thank you so much, Khushi, and thank you, LSR team. We had already done a sound healing session before, which was actually a big success. And this is the second time we are collaborating. And
Yes,
I hope we'll keep doing so in near future as well. So all the best to all of you. You are doing a great job. See ya.
thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, I would like to request Madam Preeta to please speak a few words on EFT in today's session. Please, ma'am.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. I'm very happy to be here. I love working with young people. And the subject, emotional freedom technique, like the name suggests, it frees you from your emotional bondages. So it's a technique which is extremely powerful. And in my opinion, everyone should learn it and do it for themselves so that you don't need any external support. But like I heard everyone talking before, I would request all participants to switch on their videos and be visible so that when I start teaching you how to do it, I can guide into whether you're doing it right. It's very important to just get the points right. There are certain points that I will be showing you. So without wasting any more time, I'm just hoping that all the videos will come on as I start speaking. The first question I want to place in front of you before I start talking about emotional freedom technique is, which emotion do you want freedom from? So if you can just put it in the chat box, which emotion you want freedom from? So I'm waiting to see some answers pop in the chat. Yes. Anger, anxiety, stress. Anxiety, stress, anger. So the common ones are these three: anxiety, anger, and stress. Okay. Waiting for a few more answers to come in. Overthinking, yes. Jealousy, yes. Okay. Anyone else wanting any other emotion apart from these, that the ones that we mentioned already? Peer pressure. Wonderful. So yes, you're very right. These are the common emotions that all human beings suffer from in some degree or the other. Now, without going into where these emotions arise from and all of that, let's see if we have a tool or a method with which we can ease ourselves, free ourselves from the bondage. Because I'm sure all of you agree that when this emotion arises, whether it is anger, whether it is peer pressure, jealousy, stress, whatever, overthinking, we feel constrained. We feel as if we are in some kind of a prison. Is that how all of you feel? Do you feel you're in a prison? I still can't see videos on, so I can't see expressions. I
Yes,
can see a few faces. So I would like to see all the faces. It's lovely to connect, even though we are on a virtual medium. Thank you for those who are switching on their videos. Wonderful. Lovely to see your faces. So like I feel any of the emotions that you've mentioned, we feel as if we are in some kind of a prison. And then it feels very tight over there. How would you feel if you were in a small room, locked up? So we are locked up in a room of this, what we call a negative emotion. But we also say that no emotion is negative. It's an emotion. We look at emotion as energy in motion. There is an energy which has arisen in us because of some beliefs that we have, because of some experiences that we've had. And then it starts getting blocked. It starts making us feel as if there is some blockage in our flow. The common example I give is, all of us would have experienced a kitchen sink getting blocked with food particles. And what happens when the pipe gets blocked, the drain gets blocked, no water flows through. Everything is stationary, right? Blocked. And the only way to do it is to put some pressure on it. Before we had something called drainix, we used to use a piece of cloth and push into the drain hole and then remove it quickly with pressure. And suddenly there would be a vacuum created and the water would flow through. Are you all familiar with that old-fashioned way of cleaning blocked drains? Then, of course, we got something called drainix, which is a chemical. And when we put drainix, you would have noticed that first there is a foaming. There's something which arises, it foams up, and then with a loud sound, it just swish and it goes through. Have you all seen that?
Yeah.
So, like similarly, emotions are, like I said, energy in motion. So they flow through our system. We have energy channels. We have energy meridians placed in our body, which we can't see, which is not something that you can surgically see, but it is there in what is known as the energy body. And when an emotion is blocked, then the energy refuses to flow. How do we make it to flow? So let's do it. There's no theory. I mean, I don't want to get into the theory because the theory is only effective if we experience it, right? So this is the time, and I would really love to see all the videos on. You can only see a few videos on. So again, the final request, if you really want to benefit from this session, nobody is judging you for how you're looking in the camera. It is for your personal good. It is a very powerful self-care technique. You won't ever need to go to anyone asking for help. You'll be able to help yourself, however intense your anger or stress or overthinking or the pressure created from peer group. All right. So I will just start sharing my screen. Have a look at that first. So you don't have to understand this. I just want to show you that in our body, we have what is known as energy meridians. And you can see different lines going through our body to the front and the back of the body. And you can see stomach meridian, spleen meridian. So you don't have to understand this, you just have to understand that there are energy, like electrical lines, we have these energy meridians passing through our body. And when we start this exercise, there are some points on which we will tap. I will show you how. You don't have to remember these points. I'm just showing it to you for reference. When I start tapping, you'll be able to follow with me. So the points that to remember are, we start with the karate chop point, which is the side of your arm, your hand, the soft portion under the small finger. Then we tap on the beginning of the eyebrow, then on the side of the eye, then under the eye, under the nose, and on the chin. Then we come to the collarbone, under the armpit, and top of the head. This is all you need to remember to start off. Okay, I'm stopping the screen share. I will guide you through this process. I was just going to tell you this much. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now when we do tapping, we also have to set an intention. What are we tapping for? And normally we say, let's talk positive, let's not talk negative. This is one practice where actually you are asked to express your negative very happily. So I will ask you to create your own sentence. It's called a setup statement. The setup statement starts by, and if you have a pen and paper, you can write it down. You start by saying, even though. After saying even though, you state your problem. Even though I am feeling very angry, even though I am so stressed, even though peer pressure is causing anxiety, even though I am so anxious about whatever it is that you're anxious about. So start your setup statement by writing, even though, complete the sentence. And the second part of the sentence is, I completely and totally love and accept myself. So your setup statement will always start with even though, then the statement, and end with, I completely and totally love and accept myself. There can be variations in the second part of the sentence, but for today, let's just go with one format, right? And we will say this sentence 3 times while tapping on the side of our palm, the soft fleshy part called the karate chop point, okay? But before we start the tapping, we first need to connect to what we are tapping for. So here I will request all of you to take a moment, relax your body, make sure your spine is straight, your feet are on the ground if you're sitting on a chair. Just close your eyes and just relax your body. Just relax your shoulders, relax your neck, relax your fingers and toes, relax your jaw. And just close your eyes and connect to your breath. Now, how do we connect to our breath? By just becoming aware of the breath coming into our body and the breath getting released from our body. We are not breathing. We are just observing the breath as it comes into the body and as it gets released from the body. So I will request all of you to not make notes right now, but just close your eyes, connect to your breath, make sure your body is relaxed, you're not holding any muscle tightly. Relax your shoulders, your back, your neck, your jaws, your eyes, your forehead, your fingers. And just allow your mind to go to a situation which causes you anger, anxiety, stress. Take any one situation that comes up quickly and allow your mind to bring up that stress or anxiety or anger. Don't be afraid. We are in a safe space. Even though it might feel very dark and heavy, be brave, be resilient, and just say to yourself, I want to see what happens. So when you feel the anxiety arising or the anger arising or the stress arising, just shift your attention from your mind to your body. Just take your attention to your physical body and check where in your body are you feeling this emotion, this anger, this stress, this anxiety. Are you feeling it in your shoulders, in your chest, in your stomach, in your back, in your arms, head? Which part of your body is feeling a sense of heaviness, tightness, hotness, knottedness? When you become aware of where in your body you're feeling it, now put a number to it on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being very, very intense. How intense is your sensation? Is it 4? Is it 5? Is it 8, 9, 10? Do you all have a number? Once you find a number for yourself, just put it in the chat. What is your number? I'll wait for a couple of minutes to see the numbers. 5, 4, 6, 7, 7, 6, 7, 4, 7, 7, 7, 6, 5, 3. Nishita, take something stronger. Those who are at 3 and 4, see if you have any emotion which is more intense. Let's clear it out. It's magical. It won't occur again. It's your one opportunity to clear it without any external support. So take something which is above 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. However intense it is, just take that. Yes. All those who are on 3s and 4s, please revisit what causes you emotional bondage and put a number to it. Okay. So I'll just wait for another few seconds before I start now. Okay. So I'm assuming that everybody who's not on camera has also done this and found a number for yourself. So now we'll start with a setup statement. So you will start tapping, and I'm sure you can see me how I am tapping on the side with 3 fingers. Firmly, you're not hurting yourself, you're not poking your nail into your palm, you're just tapping firmly without hurting yourself, but not too soft, not like this, like this. Okay. Taking a nice deep breath through your nose. And as you start tapping, say your setup statement, and we'll say it 3 times. And the first statement be, even though I feel at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever the number is, with my anxiety, anger, stress, fear, I completely and totally accept myself. Okay. Say it another 2 times. Even though, say your statement, I completely and totally love and accept myself. One last time, even though I feel this emotion, mention the emotion, and it's very intense at whatever number, I completely and totally love and accept myself. Now, after you've said it 3 times, just relax, just shake your arms out, close your eyes, take in a nice deep breath, exhale through your open mouth. Now we start the tapping, and I will keep repeating the points. So take 2 fingers. You can do it with both hands, or you can do it with one hand, left hand, right hand, doesn't matter. So I am doing it with one hand to show. You start with your inside of your eyebrow. So tap over there, and as you're tapping, say, for this anger, for this anxiety, for this stress, for this overthinking. Come to the end of your eyebrow. For this anxiety, for this stress. And when you're doing this, you can actually, this is your venting period. You can actually express, I feel shitty. I feel so bad. I feel like a victim. I don't like this feeling. Say whatever comes into your mind with this particular emotion you're trying to release. Don't hold back. Under your eye, on the bony portion just below your eye. This anger, this anxiety, this stress under your nose, that makes me feel like a victim, that makes me feel like a prisoner, that makes me, my body feels so heavy on the chin. I don't like it at all. I hate it. It's very, very constraining. It's very, very unpleasant. Now, collarbone is here. So just on both sides of your collarbone, just under the collarbone actually. And as you tap, you will feel some tingling sensation in your body. So just be aware of that. And keep venting whatever you are wanting to release. Now you come under your armpit. So about 3 fingers under your armpit. And finally, we come to the top of our head with all our fingers and just gently going round the head, not in any one point and not too hard, but just moving around the head. Now just pause. This is just a test run. Take in a nice deep breath and exhale. Now just take a minute and revisit your pain. Revisit your physical sensation for the emotion you were working for. And just see if the number is the same or has it increased or decreased. What does it feel like? If it is increased, you write plus in the chat box. If it is decreased, write minus in the chat box. If it's same, write same. If it hasn't changed at all, write same. Minus, plus, or same. If it's the only forum you will get where you're allowed to express truly what you're feeling without any judgment. Does that make sense? Then the second round, we start by saying, I am willing to release this pain from my body. I'm willing to release this emotion from my energy. Okay? Because sometimes with human beings, it is also very funny. We may be very angry and stressed, but we don't even want to get rid of the cause, because somewhere that cause feels comfortable. I like to be angry in situations, because if I'm not angry, then who am I? My identity is attached to that emotion. Say I feel abandoned. Now, if I don't feel abandoned, then I have no reason to complain or no reason to be angry with anyone. And suddenly I start feeling, then what is my identity if I'm not angry and hurt and abandoned? It's a funny way of being, but that's how we human beings are. So second round is to at least state that I am willing to release this. Okay? I'm willing, even if your mind is asking questions, oh, it's not possible, it's too simple, this will not work. Mind will ask these questions. Even if the skeptic is there, doesn't matter. Let's just push through and just say, I'm at least open to trying it out. And the final round, we say that, okay, I'm in that position where I have released it and I want to see how it feels. Okay. So just repeating, we start with a setup statement. First round, we vent our emotions. Second round, we say we are willing to release it. And final round, we say that we have released it and we want to see how it feels. Okay. So now really get ready for some work. And I will encourage you to feel the anger, feel the stress, feel the resentment, feel the jealousy as much as you can. Because the wonderful experiment is that next time that same trigger comes in your life, you will suddenly wonder why that same feeling is not arising, or at least not arising with the same intensity. Okay. Some question would be that, will one session do it? It depends. It depends on many factors, but yes, one session can do it. Sometimes you will need more than one session, but it's entirely in your hands. So now let's start, and this time do it seriously. So I'm giving the last request for everyone to put on their video so I can see what you're doing and if you're doing it right. If you don't put on your videos, I am sorry, I can't help you then. Okay, then it is just an audio session for you. Anyway, so let's start. So first, collect yourself, make your body relaxed, connect to your breath. Always remember to do this. Whenever you're doing any self-work, always relax your body, relax your muscles, and connect to your breath. Breath is extremely powerful. Just become aware of your breath coming in and going out from your body. Once you've done that, allow your mind to bring up that emotion that you want to work with. Choose one emotion for today. Only one emotion or one situation or a relationship with one person. And allow that emotion to arise. Don't resist it. Don't block it. Allow it to come through. And then feel it in your body as to how much is it, how intense is it on a scale of 0 to 10. Preferably take something which is 5 and more. Okay. And once you have it, you can start with a setup statement. Take the palm, take the fingers of the other hand, start tapping, and just start saying it loudly to yourself, even though I feel or I am, and the intensity of the pain is whatever, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I completely and fully love and accept myself. Say it 3 times. Even though I completely and fully accept myself. Last time, even though I completely and fully accept myself. Now you can stop and just shake your hands, shake off the energy, take in a nice deep breath. Always breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the mouth for this exercise. And now we start the tapping, the 3 rounds. So you will keep saying loudly to yourself, for this anger, resentment, abandonment, whatever is the issue, I feel like a prisoner. I feel like a victim. Under the eye, it is so heavy, it is so dark, it is so unpleasant. Under the nose, I don't like it at all. I don't like feeling this way, but it is not in my control. On the chin, every time I feel this, this makes me feel so bad. On your collarbone, I want to feel free. I want to be free of this heavy emotion. Under the armpit, all this anger, all this stress, all this overthinking doesn't help me at all. On top of the head, in fact, it causes my energy to be blocked. It makes me feel lethargic, uninterested, unmotivated. Taking a nice deep breath. Second round. But I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm willing to give this tapping a shot. End of the eyebrow. I don't know if it will work, but I'm willing to try it out for myself. Under the eye, I'm open to releasing it. I don't want to hold on to it any longer. Under the nose, this anger, this resentment, this sense of abandonment, this hurt, these are not helping me in any way. On the chin, in fact, they keep me blocked as if I'm a prisoner in my own body. On the collarbone, I'm willing to allow this emotion to flow out. Under the armpit, it's time this emotion was released. I've held it for too long. On top of the head, this emotion has done its work. Now it's time for it to go. Taking a nice deep breath. Last round, inside of the eyebrow. I'm willing to see how it feels to be without this emotion. End of the eyebrow. I'm willing to experience life without this dark space inside of me. Under the eye, I want to feel the peace, the joy, the contentment, the expansion without this blocked emotion. Under my nose, I want my body, my energy, my breath to be free. On my chin, I want to be free. On my collarbone, I am free. And you can move your hands all along your chest, the whole chest area. I am free and I want to enjoy this. Under my armpit, on top of my head, release, let go, release, let go, release, let go, release, let go. Just take a pause, taking a nice deep inhale, hold, and exhale through your open mouth. And after you breathe out, just check with your body, how does it feel? Does that anger, the resentment, the jealousy, the stress still feel the same, or is it less or more? Whatever you feel, just write in the chat box. Less, more, same, or minus, plus, same, whatever feels right for you. So most of you are saying less or minus. One person I think said same. So the person who's saying same, I just want you to check one more time and just examine one more time the emotion. Just allow your mind to take you back to the situation, allow the emotion to arise and revalidate. Sometimes what happens is when we are tapping, the pain hasn't reduced fully, but the pain seems to have shifted, or a new pain seems to have arisen. These are all normal, because generally underlying our anger is another emotion which we are not seeing. So there are many layers to it. Right now, for today's session, we'll just work with that one sensation that we started with. Otherwise, it will become a very long session. Okay. Now, would you like to do this by yourself while I watch and I don't guide you, so that you can practice it on your own? Or do you have questions before that? If you have questions, can you use the reactions and raise your hand? Yes, Meghna, you can unmute yourself, I guess.
Yeah. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
My question was that I understand that this tapping helps whenever we connect ourselves with a particular emotion. But would you say this would work if we were in a situation that causes us to feel that emotion? Like if I'm having an interaction with a person that makes me feel angry, when I tap, it will help me whenever I feel angry with regard to that situation. But if I was in that situation personally, would it help?
Okay, great question, and I'll answer it. Any other questions coming up? I will answer it, Meghna. Very good question. No other questions? Okay, fine. So the way EFT will work is, while you are in the situation, you obviously cannot tap, right? The person will think you are being disrespectful or you're doing some kind of a voodoo or something like that, right? So you can't tap when you're in the situation. So the way we do it is, we do it as a practice. Like every morning you do some yoga or some breath work or walking, some exercise, you spend 10 minutes tapping and making tapping a regular self-care practice. Okay, that is one. When you do it on a regular basis, and what I suggest is that try doing a 21-day challenge for yourself. For 21 days, every day for 5 to 10 minutes, you will tap on one emotion. Same emotion, different emotion. What am I feeling today? Let me tap for this, whatever it is. Okay. Now, when you do it regularly, obviously you're constantly clearing your energy channels, so there are less blockages, right? Now, if you know that I'm getting into a meeting, or I'm going to be meeting a person with whom there are trigger situations possible, I know this meeting is going to be uncomfortable for some reason. Can I tap in anticipation of what that meeting will bring up in me? That meeting may bring up anger, may bring up fear, may bring up resentment. So can I just, before getting into that meeting, before getting into that conversation, just take a minute for myself, close my eyes, connect to that, whatever anticipation is coming up, and tap for that. And then go into the session. Does that make sense, Meghna? Ma'am, can we do this in standing position? No, you can do it in standing position. The only position you cannot do it is in when you're driving or cooking or doing anything which is dangerous. Otherwise, you can do it in any position. Guys, if you have any question, yes, of course, sure. So any other questions? I would really like you to do one round by yourself without those of you who want to, can you just give me a thumbs up? Yes, Somaya, you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, as you're saying that we take a 21-day challenge and practices regularly. So it is often said that meditation should be done in early hours of the morning. So is there any particular time that we should prefer tapping?
No, any time of the day is fine for this. Somaya, could you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So those of you who want to try it down, can you put on your videos and do it so I can see while you're doing it? Sorry, I'm insisting on the video, but that's the only way I can help you do it in a proper manner. So start doing it at your own end. Start with the setup statement, say it 3 times. Remember the sequence. After you finish the setup statement, just shake your hands, take in a nice deep breath, exhale. And when you start tapping, inside of the eyebrow, outside of the eyebrow, under the eye, under the nose, on the chin, on your collarbone, under the armpit, on top of the head. And as you're tapping in the first round, you're venting. You're saying all that you're normally told not to say. Express it. Abir, where are you tapping, darling? You have to tap on your collarbone, not on your shoulder. Collarbone here. Yeah. Lower, slightly lower. Yeah. Right. And when you tap, you should feel the pressure. Don't be too light. Then you won't have any, you're not energizing anything. Tap. Okay. And while tapping, keep saying what you want to say. Are you willing to release? Are you experiencing the release? After the collarbone, under the armpit. And then on top of your head. MJ, I don't know your full name, but would you like to share something?
Not really. I'm enjoying the session, benefiting from it. It's giving release. I did develop a backache, low backache, but then, you know, I have a tendency towards it. And I think focusing too much, you know, tends to push the pain to the back for me. So that's what I was trying to engage with right now. Actually, I lay down for 10 minutes and went off my video. So don't mind my going off the video because I had to lie down.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm with some health issues actually, which cause
yeah.
So
here I also want to say that while it is called emotional freedom technique and we are working with emotions, but we also have to understand that emotions manifest in the physical form if they haven't been healed as emotions. In fact, we work the other way also. We say, do you have a physical problem? Like MJ said that she had a back issue. So do you have a pain in your back? Do you have a pain in your shoulder, in your neck, any kind of stiffness in the knee? If you have any kind of physical pain, you can tap for that also. And remember, when you're tapping for your physical pain, the hidden emotion will show up because every organ in the body is associated with one particular kind of emotion. And it's very simple to understand. Just understand what is the function of that physical part of the body. What do shoulders do? Shoulders hold responsibility, right? So if you're having any problem in your shoulders, it is to do with either lack of or too much of responsibility. Feeling too responsible. Everything depends on me. Only, or I want to take responsibility, but I'm not getting the responsibility. I'm feeling the lack of it. You will have shoulder pain. What do you think you'll have pain for in the knees? What does knees help you do? Move forward, right? There's movement. So when your knees feel blocked, you're feeling lack of the ability to move forward, or you're holding back. You're not allowing yourself to move forward because there is fear. What do ankles do? Ankles give you balance. So when you have issues with balance between two polarities, you will either twist your ankle, or you'll have pain in the ankle or swelling in the ankle. Is it making sense?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
So remember that this tapping can be done either for an emotion you're feeling or a physical discomfort that you're going through. In both cases, it will work. If anybody is having a physical issue right now, you can try it. You can just say that, even though I have this pain in my shoulder, I am completely and fully love and accept myself. Do that 3 times and then tap for the pain in your shoulder or whatever. Yes, Akshita, you want to ask a question?
Yes, ma'am. And my question is, if we know that we are going to if we are going in some stressful situation, for example, some exam or interview or anything of that sort. So doing this technique before the stressful situation would help us deal that situation better.
Absolutely. But if you're talking of exams, you'll have to study also.
Yes, ma'am. Just an example.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just making light of the situation. So I'm saying that if you have to go into an exam and you have fear, you have anxiety, do I remember everything? Have I learned everything? What questions will come? You have anxiety, right? So if you tap for that anxiety, and you have to tap till that emotion comes to less than 2. That's why I said start with something which is more than 5, and always tap till it comes to less than 2. So either it's 1 or 0. That means what? That means that anxiety which is there in your body has been released. Now, when you go into the exam hall and you have to give a paper, that anxiety will not arise. Okay? Whether you know the answer or don't know the answer, that's different, but the anxiety will not arise. Because exam actually is a very good example, exam or an interview, because a lot of people have so much fear against it that they actually go into a freeze mode. They're not able to remember. Even if they've learned everything, they've forgotten because the mind just goes into a blank. So if you tap before that kind of a situation, you will be able to deal with it much better.
Yes, ma'am. And one more question. This might be a little funny question, but how do we connect emotions with numbers? Like you said, to measure in the scale of 1 to 10. So like how to do it exactly?
So it's not funny, but the point is that, okay, so you're feeling sad. How sad are you feeling? Are you feeling little sad? Are you feeling very sad? Are you feeling, that's okay, not too bad? You have an idea, right? Anyone wants to share how the session felt for them? Did it help you in any way? Is it something that you would like to use? Would you like to give yourself a 21-day challenge?
So ma'am, if I will try this and give a 21 days challenge, so for how long should I do this in one day?
That depends entirely on you. Okay. How do you do the challenge? So you tell yourself that for 21 days, every day, at least once a day, I will sit down for 10 minutes and tap on whatever I'm feeling for that moment. Or you can take, if you want to take a chronic problem, like you say you have a problem of anxiety for a particular kind of reason, one particular reason. Like I have this anxiety all the time. Like I know people who are always anxious about one particular kind of situation in their life. I'm anxious that I'm going to lose my job. I'm anxious there's not enough money in the house. Whatever. Or I'm fearful of strangers. Or I'm fearful of stray dogs. Or I have a friend who's fearful of getting into elevators. Okay? So you choose one problem. Either you choose a chronic issue like this, like say I'm very fearful of stray dogs. Okay, every time I see stray dog, I just freeze. So take that. And for 21 days, just tap for that. And it's a good idea to keep a journal. For 21 days, it's a good idea to keep a journal. And every day write down what is the problem you're working on, what is the intensity of what you're feeling. If the intensity itself is 2 or 3, then then maybe one round will be enough for you. And sometimes what is feeling 2 or 3 is really not so much of a concern, but just the mind likes to bring up these issues. Mind does not like us to be free of stress, unfortunately. Okay, does that answer your question, Abhi?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am, and I really enjoyed this session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Preeta, I have a question. Like you said that the problem has to be so much intense to do the emotional freedom technique, or it is as simple as can be if you're getting late for a meeting and you're sitting in the cab and you're anxious and just start tapping and just release it. So it can be the smallest of worries, or it has to be intense.
No, it can be smallest of worries also.
Okay.
Like I'll give you an example. When I first bought my SUV, I was driving before that a small car, but I wanted to buy myself a SUV. So I bought an SUV, but I can't tell you how scared I was to drive that SUV on Gurgaon roads. I felt that I was holding this very extremely powerful vehicle, and I wasn't scared of anybody hitting me. I was scared of hitting somebody. So I just had to tap a couple of rounds of this fear that I was feeling that I'm going to hit someone. And one round and I was fine, and I've been driving for 11 years now, no problem.
Wow. So I would just like you to share one of your clients' case study, just to make them understand more how powerful this technique is, because sometimes we just do it for the heck of it and then we forget. But if you know that this is the transformation happened with someone, then it keeps an impact on us for long.
Absolutely. So first of all, I would like to say that this is a technique which has been created to, and it's like a psychotherapy tool. It is used by psychotherapists and healers to heal people from fears, phobias, and addictions. And of the many tools that psychotherapists use, this is one of the most effective and commonly used techniques. And because there is, and also remember that I'm sure you've heard of acupressure and acupuncture. The points that we are tapping over here are the same points that acupuncturists and acupressurists also use. The acupuncture without any needles. Okay. Having said that, like Pooja said, case study. So the first session that I attended, there were people in that session who had knee issues. They could not stand up from a chair without support. And in those days, because we used to do physical sessions, the sessions used to be 4 hours long. At the end of the 4-hour session, these people with knee problems stood up and walked without any support. 4 hours of no pain exercise. But if you go to a physiotherapist, they will make you pain. They will create pain because that's the only way they know. If you have pain in a lower back, they will loosen your hamstring and hamstring will pain. EFT, you can tap it away. But you have to do it with that, with that intention has to be very, very strong. Case study, like I told you about this girl, this friend of mine who had this fear of getting into the elevator. She needs someone to be with her because the elevator doors are completely like, they shut. So she gets this claustrophobic feeling. So she, again, for that 4-hour session, she tapped and, the fear of getting into an elevator is gone. What other emotions can I say? So people who have very intense pain after a surgery. Like I'll give you my own example. I got COVID this year, and post-COVID, I developed a gallbladder issue. I never had any issue, but my gallbladder attack is like, they say worse than any attack that can happen, because the pain of a gallbladder is like as if you're going to die the next minute. And I had 2 such attacks. And the only way I could manage that pain of the gallbladder was by tapping. I tapped and I tapped and I tapped till that pain. And I was not in a condition to even say a setup statement. I would only say, please release this pain, please release this pain, because I was so much in agony. And that was the only way I could manage. And I stay alone. I don't have anybody else, as company. And it happened in the middle of the night. So all I can say is that no problem is too small for EFT. No problem is too big for EFT. Of course, it's not that you will never need to go to anyone to ask for help, but at least the first, for your self-care, you can immediately take some action. You don't have to worry about anything. No medication, no pill, no needles, just tapping. And if you really interested and if you really want to know more, I would say just Google tapping solutions. You will find that there are tapping summits. I just finished attending last month the 11-day tapping summit. For 11 days, there were 2 or 3 tapping experts talking about their stories, how they use tapping in their work. You can also use tapping for setting an intention for yourself. I want to achieve something, but that achievement feels difficult, brings up resistance. I can tap and release that resistance. Yeah, does that answer your question? Pooja, does that give? And I'm happy to conduct a 21-day challenge if you want.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this amazing session and answering everyone's questions. I hope that everyone must have received their answers. So I would like to request everyone, please put on their cameras so that we can have a group photo. we are taking 30 seconds time so that everyone can put their cameras on. And Devi and Bhumika, once you are done, please let us know in the chat box.
Also, there's a small request. If you like this session, please go on Facebook page of Preeta and Offbeat Support Foundation, and please write your review about the session you have just attended. It will be a great help. Thank you so much.
Are we done?
Yes, ma'am, I guess so. We are done.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for participating, and I hope you will use EFT and not just put it in, put it like we forget techniques that we learn. Start using it.
Thank you so much, Preeta ma'am, for joining us today and helping us take out some time for ourselves and teaching us EFT technique to cope up with the challenges that we face in everyday life. Thank you so much, ma'am. I would also like to thank Madam Pooja Banga for helping us organize this session and getting connected with Preeta ma'am. So thank you so much, Pooja Banga ma'am. Thank you so much, Offbeat Support Foundation. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining in.
Thank you. Pleasure was all ours.
Thank you.